Okay, we're live. We're very much live. Yeah. Woohoo. It's more Sim League action. This game wanted to start early, and I don't blame them. And besides, the other game started late by 10 minutes, despite the fact that I invited them, 10 minutes early? So they can't really complain. No, 5 minutes early. So, they had plenty of time to troubleshoot, so that way we didn't have to wait 10 minutes. But anyways, as it's I believe, Division 2 action here for Sim League, Week 4. Let me go check this real quick. I'm over here checking my notes again, because I don't think I have this right. It's supposedly Revenants. Yeah, there we go. Division 1. I was having trouble finding it for no reason. Mainly because this is an org here. Nocturnal Owls are actually going to be defending, first here, on Villa against Revenants. Division 1 Week 4 action of Sim League. Revenants, a somewhat new team. I mean, I've seen them around. I just haven't seen a whole lot of them playing. I do know some of their players, especially One Shot and Connor, two former Caliber players. I just made a bunch of words. I'm sorry, y'all. Former Caliber players, Angels, Titans, Kings. I think a couple other teams. So they've certainly been around. Same with Vital and Shifty. Both of them have been around the scene for quite a bit. On the other side, you have Nocturnal Owls, formerly known as Nocturnal Team 2. Part of that whole Nocturnal org. Fun, quick bit of information, actually. Nocturnal, their main team, and Devour Esports actually merged to become Nocturnal Devour, which, in my opinion, is a mess of a name, but is an interesting development. We'll have to see how that affects them. Now, looking at the bans very quickly, really straightforward bans from the defending team from Nocturnal Owls. Shelky going to take a bit of damage here. I would personally disagree with the Capcan ban. I don't find him very strong, but I know that that's sort of an always ban for them. That's what I've heard from their representative. The Thunderbird ban I'm not a fan of, and it's not seen a whole lot, at least on console. I mean, I think that it's a bit more popular when you get more higher level play, because she's such a strong operator overall. Having those heals, having the ability to actually, self-revive, technically, as long as you're within that Kona and it's available. Connor taking a nice headshot, picking off Mushroom there. I think his frag got ADS there, unfortunately for him, but K9's trying to hunt, I think decent. I could be wrong here, though. Screwed is taking a bit of pressure, but, obviously a really strong gun in addition to those Kona stations, in addition to those great heals, so really just an all-around great operator. On the other side, you have an ace ban, which I feel like is going to make it really hard. Decent going to take a bit of damage now. He's trying to hold down the line here. trying to make something happen. He's going to swing across, takedown. Connor actually don't think he even really knew that he was there, just decided to pre-fire it and ended up proving quite successful. One shot, only down 90 now. Actually taken almost killed, I believe, by Shelky. Or not Shelky, my apologies. That would be Crutify. Just sitting on a prone in that 90 side, catching one shot unaware as the attack here for this Revenants roster is just going to continue to make their way forwards. They continue to try and get that wall open, but unfortunately unable to do so as they've just spent both of their impacts to not get rid of the Cade Claw, which I believe is actually on the floor. Interestingly enough, Shelky picks off Vital. So going to continue to expand their man advantage here, actually re-establish it, really. I believe they actually got the opening frag early in the round. Crutify takes down Shifty, swings across, gets that hard reach. They now have no way of getting a wall open. Late in the game as well, so not like he could have had much time to do anything, but Crutify getting a double kill onto one shot. Myth swings kind of finishes off K9. But a massive opening round there for the attacking team for Revenants. I'll unpack the round in a moment, but to very briefly talk about the ace ban, having that ace gone is going to make it a lot harder now for the attacking team to get a wall open, especially considering that the other options are Hibana, who's really suited for getting hatches, Thermite, who's fast but requires you to be on the wall, which can be really dangerous at times, and a Maverick, which is really slow and risky because you have to be right on the wall, or maybe bringing can openers, as I like to call them, the secondary hard reach charge. But I don't know how much they want to rely on those can openers. You know, they're slow, they're pretty noticeable, and they don't, open up a very large hole onto the site. I'll have to see how those picks affect this matchup. But I think that especially the fact that there was no Cade ban or anything of that sort, while both Thatcher and the hard reach ace, both of them were banned. I think that's going to make it really tilted towards the defense here, at least in terms of getting these walls open. It's going to be a real struggle, and I think that's what we saw last round. Speaking of last round, I'm going to also unpack that now, since we're looking at it. Very quick note, poor drone economy from the attacking team, considering they've only have 6 drones to start off the round. They've lost 4 of them. Correction. But to recap that last round, the attack was slow. They went for that push across the top floor from Astro going across into Trophy and Statuary, where the site is now in the second round, and then on to 90, eventually into Aviator. They couldn't really push through Aviator because of Decent. He ended up forcing them to actually encounter losses there, so they tried to swing around to this wall, taunting, to maybe remove that connector, get control of it, possibly, but unfortunately they couldn't. Primarily because there was a Cade Claw on it that they could not clear. They spent too much utility on it instead of maybe saving a frag on it. They do now have frags back in their pockets thanks to Vital bringing that sledge. So I think that's a real misfire on their side. And they lose yet another drone here. Just really piss poor drone economy from them. Decent picks off K9. Removing those heals, removing a really strong operator in that Finka. Obviously did take a pretty solid nerf with the changes to both her secondary utility with those frags, as well as the 6B41. Takes a bit of damage there. I think some real pot shots from Vital will scare him off, at least for the moment. Vital falls in the hands of Decent. Crutify and Shelky all going to get frags, and one shot, the last one left here. As, again, everything falls apart now. The center cannot hold. The Falcon calls out to the Falconer. And Decent closes out a flawless round here for Nocturnal Owls, who just will move on to 2-0, and it seems as though the attacking team is still trying to get themselves off the ground, really. Still trying to get something in motion. Division 1, number 1, and number 2 seeds, so yeah. Certainly a lot to look at for this matchup, considering that fact. We'll have to see if however, Revenants are able to pick themselves back up, able to make some sort of recovery here, but so far, not a huge cause of alarm, but so far not so great. this is a defender-sided map, so you would expect them to be going into their defending half, you know, down either even or maybe down 2 rounds. But you know, they're gonna really want to get this round 1 here, get themselves on the board. Now it's as we have a defense of kitchen and dining, it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes for them. They've brought some of the, you know, the really basic necessary parts for this hold. That mute in combination with the castle, looking for a memo extension here, with those barricades down. The Jaeger, which is just quintessential, really, still necessary. And then some interesting additions, some interesting accessories. I mean, decent here, bringing that Oryx again. I think he's looking to really move around the map. And mind you, this map is quite spacious. It has, you know, 3 full floors. Plenty of area for him to really move around, and plenty of actions for him to jump up and down. And so that, especially considering that in the past 2 rounds he's been averaging 2 kills per round, you know, that's going to allow him to really just torment the attacking team if they're unable to control him, which so far they have not. Considering that he has yet too long a single death. You know, it's just been a pain for them, really. One shot able to lock down that flank, and interestingly enough, and we've been seeing it used plenty of times, Connor bringing it, in fact, in this round, there was no Jackal ban. If Owls wants to run, you know, heavy roam or a stronger roam on this map, then maybe instead of that Thatcher, especially considering that, you know, that Shifty and the rest of the attacking team, the rest of Revenants went for that Ace ban, maybe they should have considered a Jackal ban on attack. Actually, spots Shelky will just barely escape with his life now, can actually stim himself there, and from what I've heard, there's a Doc buff incoming in the next season. He's going to actually be able to heal for 200 health, is what I was told. I don't know if that's facts or if that's cap. We'll have to see, but at the moment he just has those 3 stims for either 40 health, or if you're reviving somebody, 75 health, which I find terribly inconsistent, and to make him an actual properly played operator, considering the fact that he is nothing in comparison with Thunderbird, who is banned at the moment, you know, in order to make him, at least give him a fighting chance, make him a bit more playable, they should have really boosted that up to just 75 across the board. As Shifty dies, he did at least get a good amount of these floors open, and they still have, obviously, K9. Connor going to pick off Shelky there, continuing to expand their, actually bringing back their man advantage, I believe. But starting to run low on time, they do need to get something moving here. Obviously, they do have vertical. They don't have a wall, really. They don't have any real hard reach, so they're going to have to just sort of push through whatever walls they're given to them. Mushroom takes down 1, traded by Connor's going to now drop the hatchet. One shot gets another here on a decent Cruda for the last one left, trying to hold down the line. Swings across, spots Connor and Laundry, seeing one there in China. Now everybody's around him. K9 going to look for the plan over in that dining side, trying to make something happen here. Knows Connor's over in that laundry area, needs to be mindful of it. Might be walking into a crossfire. Takes down Connor, clears himself out, takes down K9 as well. Up to just him and one shot here, post-plant. One shot, all he has to do is play that bomb chassis. Wait out about 20 seconds, maybe a bit more. So you can see he's just gonna fall back now. Trying to take down one shot. Knows where he's at. One shot swings. Crutify with a 3rd kill. A 1v3 clutch here to ensure a sight sweep for Nocturnal Owls. And that's gotta be a big morale boost. That's gotta leave the entire Owls roster just excited for that round win. I mean, he was out on the outskirts of sight, out on memo, outnumbered in the post plant. He managed just to take down Connor, who was the biggest threat there, I would say, because he could have set up a crossfire, but they never really coordinated. The attack didn't, and I think that's a really big issue that they're having right now. So he managed to pick him off, then took down very quickly K9, and finally, you know, one shot fell. I think that was a sort of a mistake there for one shot to go for the swing, personally. But just a really great... What a round, yeah, what a round. Just a lot of twists and turns for both teams, frankly. Because I think I didn't really expect the defense to collapse and then the attack to collapse right after. So, just failures on both sides. of the diffuser, if you wanted to put it that way. Wow, yeah, I think that sums up everyone's reaction at this point. I mean, just a Crutify lighting on fire there. Relatively new acquisition for the Nocturnal Owls roster. I think I saw him play last night, where in one map he got 14 kills against... What was that? Gosh, I should remember, because I casted it. It was Shiesty. It was LVG Shiesty. So, you know, he's a real... I think he's the real X factor here for this Nocturnal Owls roster. He's been a real thorn in the side of any team that has to face off against them, and it's just, you know, although they're a relatively new team, they've proven themselves very capable, to say the least. Ooh, my apologies. Interestingly enough, Shifty here running the Monty. I don't know how effective that's going to be, considering how many side lanes he's going to have to worry about on his way into study, and then once inside study, you know, not only that main side, as well as the door into AV, as well as that side lane that had set up. Shelky falls to the hands of Connors. They're going to actually manage to inch their way onto the objective. I have no clue how how is there nobody on Aviator, or even hunting? Where is the defense? They're all off-site. What the hell? Mushroom takes down K9, but it's looking really, really risky now for the defending team. They have most of their players off-site, not making any impact on the round, just sort of sitting around doing nothing. Decent will finally return, accompanied now by Crutify, possibly a cavalry unit, really, for them. Vital falls, but admittedly they did end up losing Mushroom there. They're going to try and bully this Monty. You need to be careful, though, considering the fact that one shot's accompanying him. Actually taken out by the Oryx dash. The biggest counter to Monty is that Oryx there, Decent, able to pick him off. And that was definitely entertaining, as he'll get a third kill on the round now. Just roam game proving to be the bane of the existence of Revenants. Connor, the last one left here. Outnumbered. Not much health. Myth is gonna, actually Decent is gonna swing out looking for a fourth kill. Myth, however, able to get that pick, and Jesus. The defense here really just fleecing the attack, fleecing any real shot at winning that round from Revenants. And now, no matter what, I'm sure they have reason to celebrate, and sure they have not only the momentum but also a lot of morale behind them now, as they are guaranteed a second half round advantage of at least 2, could be 4, could be up to 6 if they win these next 2 rounds. So, you know, there's a lot of hope for them, and they're in a really good spot here. So it's definitely looking bright for them, and not so much for the... This is a bloodbath. Started winning, and now they don't care, and they still won, bro. This is a bloodbath. I think yeah, that's a good summary. They started winning, and now they don't care. Yeah, I don't know if the defending team doesn't care or want. You know, I mean, Crutify is out here running a Warden, mind you. So I really can't tell what's memeing and what's serious. But they are basically toying with, at this point, bullying maybe the attacking team. They're bullying the number 2 ranked team. I'm gonna make sure that I'm getting that correct. So it's just Crutify, yeah. So yeah, but it looks as though this is saying that it's the okay. At least back in week 3, there was Revenants was the 1st seed and the 4th seed was Owls. So pretending that's still true, it's the 4th seed here, the 4th ranked team. You know, Nocturnal Owls is just bodying Revenants, that top ranked team, who have seemingly been on a roll these past few weeks, but have just been stomped this entire time. Crutify takes down Connor. I think he predicted K9 running that Ying, or maybe K9... Did K9 not realize there was a Warden Because pretty much that Ying pick is useless now. Crutify's gonna get a double kill. He's just stopping their entire attack here off of a stairwell. And K9's out here running the up that Crutify counters. What are you doing? Why did you not repick during the prep phase? How did none of you realize this? What is going on for Revenants? Do they not have an IGL? I know One Shot can do it. I know Connor can. Crutify gets a third kill now. I don't know what's going on here. Jump out from Crutify. He's just, at this point, he's just making a highlight reel for himself. He'll get a fourth in a single round off of a jump out onto the Ying. One Shot's the last one left here. And I mean, he's facing the entire Revenants team, and I'm sure that's kind of been the sentiment he's been feeling this entire game, considering most of his team is going 0-5. How? The only Excalibur players, Connor and One Shot, are 4-4, 4-5. The rest of your team is 3 donuts. Between your 3 players, you have what? 5 assists, 0 kills, and 15 deaths. Do something! Be useful! Because right now, you're the reason that your team is losing. You're the reason your team is 0-4. You're the reason why you're gonna lose this round and lose this match. It's because you haven't gotten a single kill. Against this team who has a guy with 10 kills, Crutify already hitting double digits. Congratulations to him. Getting 4 kills in a single round. Decent with 7. I mean, every single player on the defending team on Nocturnal Owls has more kills than most, if not all, of this attacking team. One Shot gets a second kill onto Crutify. He picked off Decent. But I mean, Myth is just gonna finish him off. It's a mercy killing at this point. There was nothing One Shot could do. It was the entire Nocturnal Owls roster they had to deal with. This is an embarrassment. Frankly, Revenants should be embarrassed about themselves. Because this is sad more than anything else. This is just embarrassing. This is their fault. It's not as though, I will acknowledge, Crutify and Decent are doing very well. Those two have combined for 17 kills. They are doing a lot of great work for their team. But it's not as though they're winning this match. I feel more that it is the attacking team, that it is Revenants that are losing this match by their own accord. They are not doing anything. Yes, you can run strats. Yes, you can play for time. Yes, you can get a plant down. Yes, you can play a slower, less aggressive matchup. But you have to get kills. You must get kills. There is no other way for you to win a match other than for you to get kills. I mean, it's once in a blue moon that you see a team get a plant down and it's still a 5v5. You have to get kills in order to win the game. I don't know if they, like, have never played before and are count hopping and it's a bunch of bronzes that have suddenly showed up for this Revenants roster that was once the number 1 seed, number 2 seed. But it's appalling. This is just sad. That warden worked out, yes. What I don't get is how you don't realize there's a warden and switch off of the person that warden counters. I mean, it's like realizing there's a jackal. It's like realizing there's a cav and then not switching off of jackal. I know it's not an amazing example considering the cav is pretty easy to counter, but the point is, you have the person that cav counters. You have the person that is the same thing with a Monty. You know there's an Orcs running around. Why are you risking it again? The last time you ran Monty, your guy got literally just dogged on, like somebody just said. You know, got dashed right in front of him, left out to dry. No teammate there to trade him, nobody there to help him. A Monty needs some sort of coordination, some sort of help. One Shot gonna get another kill on here on a mushroom. Brings it to a 4v4 considering K9's out of the round. But, Jesus. I mean, there's no coordination, there's nobody winning gunfights outside of those two Excalibur players, so thank God that Connor and One Shot are on this roster, because the rest of it is a joke. He's gonna get 2 kills now, and essentially, I mean, I don't know why One Shot's still on support. At this point, just give him, like, Ash. Give him Jaeger. Give him some sort of frag, because he's the only person here that has the balls and has the skills, has even the knowledge to get a kill. I mean, Vital's over here struggling to win a gunfight when he has vertical. One shot with a 3K, he's going to be the reason that this team wins this round. It's because they have a 4v2. And Get Shifty finally getting some support behind him, but it's 0 for 5. Right now, Myth is going to be taken down from above. Vital, finally! He will go from a donut, he has graduated to a breadstick. Shulky takes down one shot, stops their top frag. As Get Shifty's going to now look for a plant, and Connor finishes it off. And somehow they managed to salvage a round. Mind you, against a team running Warden and Oryx, and going to a site that they have pretty much never played on. I know that they managed to get away with it last night, but they very rarely go there. So, at that point, you know, why even take them seriously? If this is, I mean, this is Nocturnal Owls, who I think are currently the number 2 seed. Somebody needs to make sure that I'm getting that correct. Yeah, they ran Jaeger shotgun. I mean, yeah, thank you for pointing that out, Hassan. Is that they're out there memeing. That's the only way that the now defense, Revenants, can win a round. Is when they meme, they go to the worst site, bring Jaeger shotgun, bring Warden, bring Oryx, bring all this just junk. That's the only way they can win. Now, purely to embarrass Shifty, and to embarrass K9, and to an extent Vital as well. Because these players are the reason that they're at 1-5 right now. Admittedly, it's in a defender-favored map, and these bans do not help that. You know, losing Thatcher, losing Ace. But that Ace pick was there on their own accord. They made that choice. And, you know, even though it's a defender-sided map, they have to be able to get more than one round, and more than one, like, hollow, Pyrrhic, 3 asterisks victory. So I'm going to point out I'm going to look at the scores at half. 9-5, 0-1-0. These 3 players combining for more deaths, I believe, than the entire Nocturnal Owls roster. I could be wrong. I'm going to make sure. Yeah, they combined for more deaths. This is 16. The entire Revenants roster has, or the entire Nocturnal Owls roster has 15 deaths. And they have 1 kill between the 3 of them. Assists don't matter when you can't kill somebody. K9 gonna finally get himself on the board. He also graduates from an Owen to a breadstick. Congrats. Field goal. Woo. It's like the Colts-Broncos game last night. Decent takes down Shifty. But at least one team is good, unlike that Colts-Broncos game. Vital will take a good amount of damage here. He's trying to hold down the line. Myth takes down one. Vital is going to get another kill for himself. Mushroom Hour pushing out of the site. I mean, look at this. They're just running into the objective. Nobody's stopping them. Connor's going to finally get another kill here. Takes down Shulky. Still heavily outnumbered. Has lost the objective. Likely going to have to put himself in a post-plant situation here in the next few moments. Considering Mushroom's looking for that plant. I think Myth is going to cover him. How did Revenants allow them onto the objective that easily? I mean, there's a castle barricade there. There's a hard one. How did you let them funnel through that single door? Mushroom will finish him off. And this is... I don't want to say this is an anomaly, but it is. But at the same time, like, this has been going on for 6 rounds now. It's literally just been Nocturnal Owls bullying the now defending team. You know, bullying Revenants. This is just embarrassing. Okay, so Nocturnal Owls is number 2. Revenants is number 1, but they're behaving like they're the number 6 seed in... I believe these aren't random divisions, so I'm going to say Division 3. If these are random divisions and it doesn't really matter, then it's the worst team in their division. Like, at this point, go home. Go. Leave. You have a player that still has yet to get a kill. You have another player that has 1 kill. You have guys that have died every single round. Your support. One shot is outfragging your entire team. Combined. Connor, K9, Vital, and Shifty all combined for the same amount of kills that One Shot has. Crutify, congrats on getting 11. I know that he's been a big factor for them. You know, he's already hit double digits. But, I mean, this is an embarrassment, man. Yes, it's random divisions, so yeah, they're behaving like the worst team, and they're behaving like the worst team in the division. They're probably having a bad game. I wouldn't say they're the worst team in the division. I mean, hopefully this is a bad game. Hopefully, you know, like the remaining weeks they do better. But I'm saying in this moment, I'm saying right now, Liquid, right now they're behaving like they're the worst team in this division. They're behaving like they're, what, 0-3? Like they deserve to be 0-3? You know, hopefully they can improve from this. But there's certainly got to be a pretty stern, angry talking to. You know, in party or maybe in their Discord after this. You know, somebody has to say, hey, we've effed up. This is what we effed up on. This is how we can improve. You know, they need to really get things going. Because there have been plenty of errors here. I agree. The other team was just way better, that's all too. And I would disagree with that. I feel like they're making a lot of errors here. And they're not winning their gunfights. I feel like it's more, though. Yes, I think that Decent and the rest of Nocturnal Owls are a stronger team overall. I don't think that it's just that they're outmatched here, and I don't think that it's a massive outmatch, maybe, or at least it. I would hope not. But you know, the way that this has gone, it seemed like this is, you know. As Shelky takes down one, you know, Myth takes down Connor, and Shifty and Vital are going to try and hold this match alive. Vital gets another kill here, but now it's up to Shifty in a 1v4 here at match point. He has still yet to get a kill. You know, great hopes here. Putting the match in the hands of your statistically worst player. He'll take one, congrats, he killed Decent, and immediately gets traded by Crutify. That's the end of the game. 7-1. For Nocturnal Owls. Embarrassing for Revenants, the #1 seed. Just get steamrolled there. 13-4, 8-5, 6-5, 5-4, 5-2, 6-7, 9-8, 1-8, 3-7, 1-7. Jesus. I mean, it's like Mahomes and the Chiefs facing off against the Texans. Just embarrassing.
Hey, GG's. Good game. Alright. Fair enough. Never mind.
And that will conclude tonight's festivities. Thank you, folks. I have been a Sarga player. You've been watching Sen League action. Week 4, Division 1, Nocturnal Owls will take down, in fact, rather dominant fashion, the #1 seeded Revenants, 7-2 on Villa. Thank you for watching.